Well, hello everybody, it's Lee Carter here. So thank you for everyone coming along to watch this video today. I wanted to talk about gender dysphoria and coping mechanisms, okay? I thought this was an interesting subject to talk about. So basically, those like myself that are suffering with dysphoria, there's a conflict between the gender identity and the sex. It produces significant emotional, should I say, distress, okay? And it is unusual for a teen, to report these initial feelings. And basically, for them, going through something like this, with dysphoria, whether it's during, before or after, basically, puberty. With childhood symptoms. So dysphoria is on the rise, particularly those that were assigned sex birth as female. There's been such an increase now with it all, and there's a number of adolescents that are seeking care for dysphoria, and that has increased dramatically over the years since I went through dysphoria 10 years ago. I went through 5 major operations and started the process at 42, and it wasn't really heard of as much then, a decade ago. So there are basically coping mechanisms involved where you suffer with rejection of things like typically the female games or toys or indicators, if it's female to male or if it's male to female, they'll resist male games, and the same with clothing, the same sort of thing, whether it's masculine or feminine, whatever sex you assigned at birth. But we'll talk about FTM as well at the moment. So this happened to me before puberty, observing the signs, and it happens to many others out there like myself, where they go through like a traumatic situation, a feeling of feeling uncomfortable in their own skins and feeling that they don't belong, and it can be seen as part of a normal, should I say, puberty or associated with trauma, and the only way to happiness is to transition. So I wanted to do part 1 of this video, talk about all the signs and what's there, and then you've got the belief, if anyone disagrees with the teen, then it becomes an even bigger issue and a problem. Like, for example, if you're transphobic, or they'll cut you off. People or out there in life because of who you are, or even your own parents could turn against you, and not all family units and parents are considerate and supportive. So there's many growing up that are going through puberty that experience this traumatic and stressful event that they're going through in their life. The onset of gender dysphoria, including being bullied, for example, assaulted, or even having their parents get divorced because of it. So there's many out there that are going through this. So I wanted to suggest, should I say, the drive to transition, and expressed by these teens or young adults as well, that could be harmful, and talk about the coping mechanisms that are involved. Like many will sort of sidetrack and go into substance use, such as drugs or drink, in order to numb the pain and have these negative emotions short term. So, but that doesn't really solve the underlying problem. So I want to carry on with this part 2. I just wanted to talk about an outline at the beginning, with all the signs of dysphoria at the beginning of it all, and then talk about the coping mechanisms that are involved and everything else. So I'm going to sign off for now. You can reach me on info@leedavidcarter.com, or you can contact team@leedavidcarter.com. And I'm on www.leedavidcarter.com. Thank you for coming and joining me with this video today, and please press the subscribe button. I love anybody who wants to ask questions or anything. I'm quite happy to respond and speak back about it all. So I'm going to now sign off and get on to part 2. Speak to you all soon. Bye for now.